Hello. So today we are looking at linear inequalities. Okay. So again, this work covers from grade 10 to 12. Okay. So let's have a look and see what we have today. So what you need to understand with inequalities is they are different from equations. So equations, for example, on the equations, we get exact values or solution. Okay, so we have exact solution, e.g. we say x is equals to 5. Okay, x is equals to 5 is just one value. But what about inequalities? Inequalities now give us a range of values. So inequalities answers a range of values. So the solution now, you are getting a range of values. For example, here you are saying x greater than 5. So x greater than 5, it means that this is this should include 6, 7, 8 until infinity. That's what it means. So it means that it's from 6, 7, 8, any value above 5 is our answer. Okay, so let's also know the sign. So here it means greater than. Then this one, it means less than. So if we say x greater than 4, it means that these values are from where? From what is it? They are from 5, 6, goes on like that. So, but what about if we say x less than 7? So this means it's actually 6, 5, 4, goes on like that until negative infinity. Then another thing here that we also see is that we have got x greater than or equal to, or what is it? This means if we have got greater than like that, or less than or that, this means that we are saying greater than or equal to. So for example here, greater or equal to. Okay, so for example here, if we say x greater than or equal to 4, what we have as our values there, as our values should be 4. We are including the 4. Then we are also saying 4, 5, 6, goes on like that until infinity. Now, how now do we represent this on a number line? Okay, on a number line, we have two scenarios here. When we have only greater than, we put a circle there, and let's say, for example, here we are saying, what is it? X greater than 4. This is just going to be 4. Then we are putting what is it? We represent it like that. Now, this dot here must be open like that. Then if it is x greater than or equal to, now in this case, now we are now saying we have got a 4 there, but we shade the dot. We shade it. Why are we shading? We show that we are also including the value. So it shows that we are including the value, and if we don't shade here, it shows that we are excluding the value. That's what it means. Then another thing that you also learn is that when you divide, okay, so the sign changes when you divide or multiply by a negative value. What do I mean by this? Let's say you have got, let's say it's, you are given maybe let's say it's x, here is negative x greater than 4. Let's just put it in this way here. Maybe let's say here is negative 2x greater than 4. What you need to do here to get rid of the negative 2, you just divide by negative 2. Now, if you divide by negative 2, your final answer now should be, so you're canceling here, then here you get negative 2. So your final answer will be x less than, so let's just put another color there. It's gonna be less than negative 2. So can you see what we have done here? We have changed the sign. So the sign here you have changed. Here you can see that it's from greater than now to a negative y because we divided by a negative value. Okay. Now, what about where we multiply? We also multiply. Let's say you have got negative. Let's say it's you got negative 1 over 3x less than 4. So what you need to do here is to multiply by a negative 3. So here you multiply by a negative 3 because you are trying to get rid of what? Of this denominator of this 3 here. So this one will cancel. And when it cancels here, your answer should be x greater than negative 12. Okay, so let's dig into our today's work. We are given here x minus 18 less than or equal to 9 minus 2x. So what we need to do here, always take your variables to the left. So variable stays on the left. So you take the negative 2 there, it changes the sign. So when a value crosses the inequality sign, it changes the sign. Okay. So here, so keep variables on the left. Then your what call the sign changes. Sign changes. The sign or sign of the value changes. Inequality. So for example, if you shift the value, so if you shift the value, we'll see on this example here, let's have a look on this one here. We take out the negative 2 here. We take this as going to be positive. So we are now having positive x plus 2x. We take the 18 there. We're going to be less than or equal to 9 minus 18. Then here is going to give us 3x. Then 18 plus 9 is going to give us 24. So less than or equal to 24. So is it going to be 24? No. There's a mistake there. It's going to be negative 9. Okay. Then here we divide by 3. Then our x should be less than or equal to negative 3. But check something here. We didn't change the sign here. Why? Because we have got what? We have got, there is no negative that we're dividing with. So the sign remains the same like that. So we keep everything as we are used to do. What is it? Like, for example, what is it? How we solve equations, simple equations, how we solve them, we just do the same. But here, instead of equal sign, we are having the inequality sign. So let's represent it on the number line. Now, on the number line, we have got negative 3. less than or equal to -3. Let me just put it on this side here. So we put our dot there, and this must be shaded. Why shaded? Because of the equal here. It's or equal to, so it's like that. Okay, so it's going to the negative, and it's gonna be until negative infinity. Now let's look in the next question here that we have. This one here, we first have to remove the bracket. So you follow the rules here of solving equations. So 5x minus 5 greater than 7x minus 7. Then remember what I said, you take the variables to the left, 5x minus 7x greater than -7 plus 5. So what you now have, you're going to have -2x greater than -2. So here also you get a -2. Then what do? You divide by -2. You divide by -2 both sides, and don't forget what we spoke about here. It's gonna be x less than what is it? Let me just put another color there so that you see the change. So it's now less than what is it? Less than 1. Okay, so you can see that we have changed the sign here. Why? Because we're dividing by negative to a negative value on both sides. Okay, so once you divide by negative, you actually change the sign. The direction of the sign changes. Let's look here and see what we're supposed to do here. We are supposed to first add these fractions. And when you're adding the fractions, we take the common denominator here, which is going to be 6. So we say 3 into 6, we get we get 2, and 2 times x, we have got what? We get 2x. Then 2 into 6, we get 3. Then 3 times x is going to be 3x. Then here we keep that negative what? I'll keep that 1. Then what we now have here, we have got 2x minus 3x. You're going to get negative x over 6 greater than 1. Then to get rid of what is it? Of this here, negative, the 6 here, negative 1 over 6, we multiply here. We multiply here by negative 6. So here by negative 6, then what we get now, we're going to cancel there. We cancel, then we are getting x less than negative 6. We are changing the sign. Why? Because we're multiplying both sides by negative in trying to get rid of this negative. Negative times negative, it's going to give us positive. Then we get left with positive x. So the sign changes now, and it's going to be x less than negative 6. Now let's see what we have here and see if we can get to the final answer. So on this one here, what you will see is that you have the 4 here, and we have got the 3 there. So what you can simply do here is multiply by the common what is it? Common denominator, which is 12. So 12, 4 goes into 12, 3 also goes into 12. So it's more like your lowest common multiple. And in this case here is 12. And again here we multiply by 12. Then you also multiply by 12. So we are multiplying by 12 throughout our expression. Then here we're going to have 3, 4 into 12, it's going to give us 3. So 3y plus 2, then minus 3 into 12, we're getting 4. And this 4, you take it out of the bracket. This is going to be giving us 0. So you take out of the bracket, it must multiply everything that we have here. Then here's going to be 9y plus 6 minus 4y plus 24 is going to be equals to 0. Then here 9 minus 4y, you get 5y. Then 6 plus 24, you get, why am I putting equal sign now? Very sorry for that. Very sorry for that. Let's remove this equal sign. We are using, what is it? greater than. So here, this is going to be 6 plus 24 is going to give us 30. So it's going to be plus 30 greater than 0. Then we take out the 30 that side. So it's going to be 5y greater than negative 30. Then here we divide by 5. We divide by 5. We get rid of that 5. Y is going to be greater than negative 6. So 5 into 30 is going to give us negative 6. Okay, so that becomes our final answer like that. Now, how do you represent it on the number line? We put our what is it greater than? So you've got negative 6 there. Okay, negative 6. You can just put 0 there, it's fine. But now on this one here, you are having your dot here and it's open and that direction. Okay, so I think I forgot to put to have a number line here as well. So I'm not using a ruler, guys. Sorry about that. This one here is negative 6. Okay, so here we have got again, we just put a dot like that. So that means that our values is from negative 6 going down. But in this case, again, we are going up, which is greater than 6. Now, let's get into the next question and see what we have. This one here, what you need to do here, you need to first, what is it? There's x plus 3, x minus 4, then there's x minus 3, then x plus 4. Then in this case here, you must simplify this side first. You simplify also that side. So it's going to be x squared here. We are taking x times x squared. What is it? Minus 4x plus 3x. Then here, minus 12. Less than or equal to x squared plus 4x minus 3x, then here minus 12. So in this case here, what we have is we're going to have x squared minus x, which is 4 minus 3, minus 4 plus 3, it's going to give us minus 1. So minus 1 here, then less than or equal to, then you've got x squared minus minus is going to give us, is it minus here? Let me just check if I made a mistake here. X times that is going to give us plus 4 there. So this is 4x minus 3x is going to give us x, positive x, minus 12. Then what we see is that if we take these values, the x values on the variables on the left, we're going to be left with x squared minus x squared minus x minus x. Then you take the values there, it's gonna be what is it, negative 12 that we have there plus 12, and this one will cancel. What we have here, this one also will cancel. So what are we going to be left with? We're going to be left with negative 2x less than or equal to 0. Now here, what do we need to do? We divide by negative 2. We divide by negative 2. Then this one cancels. You're going to be left with x. Remember here, what we now have? Greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so it's now greater than or equal to y because we divided by negative. Then let's represent it on the number line. On the number line, we have got our 0. And we are saying it's greater than or equal to 0. So we put a 0 there and we shade it. We put a dot there. We shade it. And we put it like this. So it means that we are also including 0, and the values there are what called from 0, 1, 2 going up. Okay. Let's look here on our last slide and see what we have. Now we have got a variable in the middle. We have a variable in the middle, and we must keep that variable in the middle. Okay, we keep the variable in the middle. How do we do that? We have to take out whatever we have in the middle, which is our numerical values in the middle, we must remove them. So what you do on the left is also what you do on the right. So how do you remove the negative? You add. So you're going to be having negative 2 plus 1 less than or equal to x minus 1 plus 1. Then here we have got what? 5 plus 1. Then what we have? Negative 2, negative 1 there, less than or equal to x. This one will cancel, then less than 6. Okay, so you can see what we are now having. We are having from -1 to 6. That's what we have. But we are including the -1. We are not including the 6. So how do we represent it on the number line? We are going to say, okay, on the number line, we have got -1. We can just put a 0 there. Then we have 6. It's not like you are supposed to put a 0. It's not mandatory to do that. Let's now see what we are supposed to have there. We have our circle there. We also have our circle there. And now this circle, we leave it like that. We don't shade it. But on this one here, we need to shade it. Why are we shading it? Because we are including the -1. That's how you represent it on the number line like that. Okay, so every time, just know that you need to get rid of the numerical value in the middle. What you do with the numerical value in the middle, you add it. If you have to divide it, both sides, you divide to both sides, okay? So that's what you're supposed to do. Let's now see what we have here. We take the 2 there. It's going to be -8 plus 2 less than 3x, because we already removed the 2 there, minus, less than 4 plus 2. Then what we see is that we're going to have -6 less than 3x less than 4 plus 2 less than 6. Then in this case now we are dividing by 3 throughout, because remember we want to be left with x in the middle. We don't want what is it? So here we're dividing by 3. We're also dividing by 3. Then we are left with this one here cancels, this one cancels, this one cancels. We get 2 there, we get 2 there. So our answer now should be equals to -2 less than x less than 2. Then we present it on the number line. Let's present it on the number line. What we have now is that we have got -2. We can just put a 0 there, then 2 there. Okay. Then we have our line there, our dot, circle there. Okay, then in this case now, we are not shading anyway. We just leave it like this because we are not, there is no or equal sign here. So we just leave it like this. Okay, let's have a look on the last one here. We're taking in the 1. So what do we need to do with the 1? We need to add the 1. So we add the 1, we minus the 1 on both sides, so it will be -9 minus 1 less than -5x less than or equal to 21 minus 1. So here we're going to have -10 less than -5x less than or equal to 20. Then in this case here, you're dividing by negative. So you're dividing by negative. Let me just put the negative there. You're dividing by negative. Once you divide by negative, what do we know? We know that it's going to be it's going to change our sign. So here it's going to be -5. Then now what you now see is that you're going to have, in this changing sign, what we are doing here is that we swap. So let me just do this. So here you swap. You're going to swap. And this one goes there. Okay. Because that's how you change. So you change, you swap. So if you divide by negative, if you divide by negative, you swap. So here, what you're going to have now, you're going to have something like this. You're going to have, so for example, here, let's just cancel here and see what we get there. If we have, we're going to get 2, +2, then you're going to get -4. Okay, 5 times 4 is 20. Then here you're going to get x like that. So in this case now, how are you going to write it? You're going to start with -4 now. -4, what is it? Less than x less than or equal to 2. So that's what we do. So you're just swapping the two, and this becomes your what is it? Your answer here. Let me just check here. It's supposed to be less than or equal to there, then less than what you call what is it? 2, like that. Then how do you represent it on the number line? On the number line, we draw our line, and we have our -4 and 2. So you've got 2 here, -4, and we put our dot there, then here, this one here, we must include it. So what must we do? We must put the shade. So you swap this side. That's all what you need to do when you're dealing with inequalities. Okay, so until next time, guys, thank you so much.